parents and families, this is Miss Calloway, and I'm going to be telling you about our natural disaster assignment. Last week we started with a natural disaster research, and I will show you what that looks like. If you go to Google Classroom and you click on the distance learning choice board, you will find it on right here, the Natural Disasters Project. And if you click on that, that's actually going to take you back to Google Classroom. So I'm going to go back to Google Classroom and click on classwork. It is writing assignment number 2. And I'm going to show you what the template looked like. Your students or your child should have worked on it last week. If they haven't finished it, they can finish it this week. If they worked on it, I gave them a grade, and depending on how many questions they answered, so they can resubmit that to me to get a new grade, and the grade would be 8 out of 8 since there are 8 questions. But they can always, if they got a grade lower, like I said, they can resubmit it to get full credit. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So your child should have picked a natural disaster and then answered these questions. We have been talking about it on our Google Chats. That was last week's assignment, and this week's assignment we are going to be adding on to the project. So I'm going to click on number 3 because we are in week 3, and this is our 3rd assignment. If you click on the natural disasters PBL, that is the directions. So step 1 was what they did last week. They chose a natural disaster, research and answer questions, and you can find that right here by clicking here. Also here. Most of you completed this last week. I already gave you a grade on Google Classroom, like I already said. Step 2. So that's step 2 is what you're going to be working on this week. And what I mean by you is I would like you, parents and families, to be helping your child with this project, to be kind of like a bonding project where you work together and you help your child research. You can do it in English, in Spanish, whatever language you prefer. So step 2, fill this out as you create a model of your natural disaster. Of course, I want the child to be doing most of the work, but I want the parents to be helping the child, making sure that they are doing the research and not making things up. So I'm going to click fill on this out. This is a new document, and you can either, right here, if you click here, this is just a template. You cannot work on this page. But to find the page that you can work on, you're going to go back to Google Classroom and click right here. You're able to make your own copy, or your child is able to make their own copy by clicking on here, and then you're able to edit it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Oh, that's right. I also put it in Spanish. So when you click on the child view, it should be in Spanish too. I might need to adjust that if it's not already. All right, let's go back to the page. So the plan is to create a model of the natural disaster. So the directions: have your parents help you create a model/representation of your natural disaster. You can make a picture, a poster, a diorama, or clay, and make sure you label its parts and make a diagram. You can use Google, Kiddle, and Epic to help you research your disaster. You can click on these links, and I also provided some other websites to help you. Like I think there is a Britannica and other things, like which is an online encyclopedia. Extra, so what impact does your natural disaster have on people and the environment? Your child already needs to write that on this document, but it is extra to add that to their model. So if you see some of these models only are labels and diagrams, but some of them show the impact of the natural disaster. And that's the extra credit part, is showing how it affects people and the environment. So if you look over here on the flood one, that shows the impact on people and the environment. And then this tornado kind of shows that too, and so does the earthquake. So please look at this as examples. So we have volcano, thunderstorm, tsunami, and then below each model, I have a diagram, so that way your child knows what parts to label. Okay, if we go to step 3, that is our assignment for next week. It's an add-on to the experiment. So what you are doing this week is step 2. All right, I'll see you guys later.